Shucks Guitar Geekery. Since the dawn of time, there's been an ongoing debate of how to set up a rig to have multiple levels of gain, different gain stages. Do you just plug into a dirty amp, then ride one little twirly twisty knob here to go from clean to dirty? Or do you use pedals? Or do you use a little bit of both? I don't know. So I'm just going to go through the different ways we can do this here. So Orange Rocker 15 for the amp. For the guitar, if you're going to be doing the twiddly twirly knob here for all your different gain stages, I would highly suggest either a treble bleed circuit or a 50s wiring mod. To me, I like the 50s wiring mod because it also changes how it interacts with the tone knob, and I like it, frankly. But what that does is as you turn it down, it still maintains a lot of the clarity and high end. I also have a humbucker and a single coil in this guitar, which helps with this type of setup even more, but even if you don't, just the 50s wiring mod will help, or maybe just like a darker clean tone. But anyways, then to compare that for using pedals for different gain stages, I'm going to use a combination of a Perco Rat and a DoD 250. So the Perco Rat will be like a moderate gain, and the DoD 250 will push it into a lot more gain. Or you could have the amp set up moderately dirty and then use an overdrive to push it. That's a third way to do this. So let's just go through all of them and you can hear how they sound, and then I will walk through the pros and cons of each setup. You know, this may be old news to some people, but there's some people who are just getting a rig set up, and maybe this will help them. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas for videos here, people. So anyways, subscribe, thumbs up. I'll come up with some more ideas for videos as we go. So anyways. Okay, so starting with the guitar's volume knob all the way up. Rolling it back down about halfway. All the way back up. Right here I have the volume set to about 1 or 2. And then if you have a guitar with humbucker and single coils. I'm going to head over to the clean channel of the amp, or as Orange call it, the natural channel here. So with a humbucker, this is about as clean as it gets. Or if you have a single coil. So adding the rat as the base level of gain. And then adding the 250 for even more gain. So anyways, I'm just going to run quick back to back just so you can hear kind of the levels of clean you can get. So I'm going to go back to the dirty channel. Now back to the pedals. So back to the dirty channel, this is guitar's volume rolled halfway back. Now back to the clean channel, this is just the Perco Rat. Back to the dirty channel, this is about as clean as it gets. This time I'll go in the middle position here. That's a fun sound. Compared to the clean channel. So now a third possible way you could set up your gain stages is you use both channels of an amp plus an overdrive pedal. So you can start with your clean tone here. And use your dirty channel for a moderate drive. And then you hit the front of that channel with an overdrive pedal for the third gain stage. So what are the pros and cons of each of these setups? You know, from my experience, you know, and I'm talking more in a live gigging situation, not so much for recording. You got a 4-hour night, you're playing covers, you got to get, you know, 4 hours of material out, or with breaks, 3.5 hours material. All sorts of sounds. I've gone through phases where I try to have, like, you know, if we're covering Journey, I need a Journey guitar sound. If we're covering ZZ Top, I need a ZZ Top guitar sound. You don't have to get that technical in a bar gig, really, and that's what most of us are going to be doing, you know, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. I like to approach my rig as having it be the simplest setup possible. The more things you have in a rig, that's the more things that can break and go wrong. At the end of the day, you're getting paid to get through a whole night. I like the simplicity of just going into the front of an amp, cranking it up, and then taking everything from here. You know, you can walk around the stage. You don't have to be tied to your pedal board to, you know, switch channels or do whatever you're doing. But you're never going to get all the way clean. So if you really need a good clean sound, either still have a 2-channel amp, or if we're talking about the old days where you just had a Marshall cranked and that was it, then the clean is what it is. But once you get a pedal board involved, that's when you can get all sorts of options. But like I said, when you have, you know, you get to a point of having 15, 20 pedals on a board and you don't have signal going through and you have to troubleshoot 20 little patch cables, that gets to be too much. So I think at most people can get away with just having a good, you could just layer 2 overdrives or having a good distortion pedal that you keep kind of moderately gained, and then you can hit it with an overdrive for lead boosts, or if you just want sections with more gain or less gain. And then some distortion pedals clean up with your guitar's volume knob too, so you could take the same approach as the plain amp with just one good distortion pedal, and you ride your guitar's controls from there. That's honestly what I did a lot of the time. The DoD Gunslinger is what I used live most of the time, and I would just spend all night riding the guitar's volume for all the gain stages. I hope this video made sense. I don't even know at this point. If you have any ideas of random stuff you want to see me try to do a video on, let me know in the comments. Like I said, a lot of you may already know this, but there may be some beginner trying to set up their rig and they're looking for ideas. Maybe this will help them. So anyways, subscribe, thumbs up, you know what to do. See ya.